Hello and welcome to episode 77 of VocTerGaming. I'm your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, and oh my god, I have had an awesome weekend! But first, let me introduce you to these two players. First up, we have one of the favourites of mine, one of the favourites of this channel. He is EGPuMa, and spawning here in close air positions as I cough soundly into the microphone, we have our blue Protoss. He is LiquidHerO. As I cough once again. This match is from the IPL. This is game 1 of a best of 3, I believe. And will be friggin' sweet, because EGPuMa is awesome. He's a great Terran. He's not had the results I kind of expected him to have after his amazing showings at NASL and the following MLG. But still, he's a really good Terran, and I can only see him getting better in the future. Meanwhile, LiquidHerO is, of course, Team Liquid. He's a Korean on Team Liquid. He's going to be awesome. He's going to be a great fan favourite. He did pretty well very recently, and was an absolute pleasure to watch, so I've decided to pick this up from the IPL. I know a lot of other people have casted it. I know many of you will have in fact seen this game already, but I don't care, because it's awesome and I want to talk over the top of it. Anyway, on to my awesome weekend. What did I do? I watched MLG 3 days straight. It was incredible. Oh my god, MLG was so good. It kicked off with that Global Invitational Finals on Friday, which was just totally incredible and amazing. And Naniwa, oh wow, what a player that guy is. And of course, then we went into the main bracket, the open bracket, the championship bracket began Saturday. Oh, and Lenok, FXO Lenok, one of my favourite players. I've loved that guy since Open Season 2, I think it was, perhaps 3 of the GSL a year ago, where he was absolutely friggin' amazing, and I've always wanted him to do so well. And finally, in his first ever non-Korean tournament, dude makes his way from the open bracket, that's right, from essentially the nobody position, all the way to the finals, all the way to winning, being beaten only by Dong Ray Gu, who of course is brilliant, and he did revenge that later on, so that was awesome. So, and of course in the finals against, again, Complexity, formerly Dignitas Naniwa, who was just on the form of his life at the weekend. Oh my god, that was so good. And as we see, Puma is right now doing a 1-Rax expand. I like that. 1-Rax expand is pretty much what I've been doing on the ladder right now, and it is owning fools. I am loving the 1-Rax expand build from Terran. I like getting the bunker up. It's very safe. You've got the money to do it, so it is definitely worth doing. Meanwhile, Hero has just dropped the 1 gate so far, 2 gases, and going Stargate. Sadly, not the double Stargate play that I sometimes do love to see from Protoss players. It is just going to be the 1 Stargate. Be interested to see whether he chooses to go Void Ray off this. Probably not. He might get 1 out, but I'm thinking it's more likely we will see him go Phoenixes in this game. Of course, we will soon see. Full disclosure, guys, I haven't actually watched this match yet. I missed an awful lot of IPL because I was working. Luckily, the same was not true of MLG, because that was sweet. And there we go. Look, there's the Phoenix. I'm the best caster ever. Yes, I am. Oh, but Puma scouts it with that SCV. Puma. And of course, he can see the shape of the Phoenix within, so he knows Phoenix is on the way. So, awesome scout timing there from Puma. He can get up a lot of defences for this. He salvages that bunker because, of course, it is going to be completely pointless there. He did, of course, see the gates, so he will be wanting to drop a bunker at around this position, just in case of an attack. Plenty of Marines out now, though, to help protect this from any kind of Phoenix harassment. That Phoenix is here now. Of course, going to be useless for anything but scouting. does have a second one, so of course can lift and attack. Unfortunately, there are Marines here that are going to just ruin the day. Concussive shell is on the way, so it looks like he's going to be going pretty Marauder based. LiquidHerO there asking for the pause. I assume that happened, in fact it did, and then the game did continue. They were plagued by some computer problems at IPL, of course. Luckily that did all get fixed, and it was an awesome event from everything I've heard. So of course we are going to rock this. Hero is now expanding himself to try and catch up economy wise. There are now 3 Phoenixes doing some damage here. That is annoying, okay? Can I just say that? Protoss players, when you do that, that just winds me up. Now picking up mules, not losing any Phoenixes so far, that's really nice. Of course, Stim is nowhere near finished yet, it's only just been started. But yeah, when you pick off the SCVs that are working on a building, and I have to go put another one on it, that is just annoying. So, well done Protoss players who do that to Terrans. It's something I like to see it in pro games. I don't like it being done against me naturally. And I want to kind of keep watching these Phoenixes. I want to catch what they're doing. Right now, not really getting a lot done, but are seeing a lot of scouting. Meanwhile, a forge has gone up in Hero's base, along with 2 more gateways finishing. Still yet to lose a single Phoenix, as I totally overshoot my control there. And the Phoenixes are now flying away to safety before Stim finishes. There definitely still is a timing where they can do some more damage. The forge is now working on +1 armor. Finally, someone gets it. +1 armor first for the Protoss units. I have harped on about this for so friggin' long. Finally, someone in the world is listening. +1 armor is so much better for Protoss before +1 attack. Their job, that's what you want for Zealots to stay alive, to tank more damage, and of course for Stalkers to stay alive longer to do more damage. Marines, on the other hand, are so bloody frail that attack upgrades make more sense for them, as they need to get more damage out before they die. Whereas Stalkers and Zealots, of course, will do more with that +1 armor than they will with +1 attack. Finally, 1 Phoenix does go down. Of course, Stim still not quite finished, so there is still a timing where they can do some damage. But the Marines here are seated within the mineral line, so that is really, really effective. Another Phoenix is being made to replace the one that was lost, so I'm not completely against that. Phoenixes can be good, especially if they start picking off Vikings and Medevacs, in fact, as well. They can be very, very useful. Set them up in decent scouting positions, and you stop any Medevac drops on the way. Now, +1 infantry weapons is on the way for Puma. That's nice to see. Oh, slightly bad controller from Hero means that Phoenix does take some more damage than it should. Now, we see this often as well. This is something Terrans do, because you don't actually need a factory. You need the factory to make this starport, but you're not going to make siege tanks against the Protoss. And now, oh, stimming some Marines and Marauders, but not getting anything done there. That was a complete waste of health. 4 Phoenixes here and a Stalker. I'm just going to switch to the units tab quickly, and we'll see 27 Marines, 7 Marauders and 4 Medevacs. That is nice. Against only 7 Sentries, 4 Void Rays, 13 Zealots and a Stalker. So right now, as I completely hit the wrong key, right now this army is looking kind of scary. Now of course the Sentries will be able to force field this ramp indefinitely. That will be really, really good, but of course you do have the drops possible from the Terran army. As you see, Puma here is scouting these bases around, just looking to see if Hero has been greedy. And these Phoenixes are again on the move. 5 now? Yep, 5 on the way as I slowly count them. My maths is terrible. And now we have 1 ground weapons on the way, and along with Zealot leg speed, that's the charge upgrade, which is really, really useful for engaging bio. No Ghost Academy yet. No Ghost Academy yet from Puma. He does have the engineering bay, obviously, to get those upgrades. And now the Phoenix is doing some damage, getting in amongst the production facilities and taking out some Marines very, very quickly. I like that. These Phoenixes are going to do a lot of damage. And now again, taking out small clumps of Marines, only losing 1 in the process. And so once again, he has to pull his army back. A 3rd command center is going up for Puma here. as these Phoenixes are getting some nice scouting, and he knows exactly what's coming out of Puma's base right now, and Puma cannot engage, since obviously these Phoenixes can just run away. He needs to be careful. Of course, doesn't want to engage this full army, as he will lose his Phoenixes. There are plenty of Marauders there, though, which are completely useless. They're all hotkeyed up onto the same hotkey. There are 3 ghosts out, so there is a Ghost Academy somewhere that I missed. That must be built hidden here. Ah, there it is. Hidden, of course, from these scouting Phoenixes. And wow, what are you doing, Hero? Hero flying his Phoenixes and losing one. Flying him through there is not the best of ideas at all. Hero is now expanding alongside Puma, expanding up to that 3rd base location here. Psionic Storm is on the way, so these High Templar are going to do a ton of damage to this series. Now, was IPL before or after the Protoss patch? I'm not 100% sure. However, if it was, and of course the Terran EMP nerf, EMP of course now has less radius than it did before, so will be less useful. Okay, I think that is pre-patch, because that was a massive EMP. And he did catch some of them. Oh, going to lose some Phoenixes now, but Zealots coming in, doing a ton of damage here. Brilliant force field, stops the Marauders from kiting with concussive shell, and the Zealots doing a ton of damage there. I really like that. Zealot Archon right now. High Templar not so much in use here, apart from his Archons. This 3rd base is becoming a planetary fortress. What that does is it stops the Protoss player from dropping a pylon here, or even up here, if he has a warp prism, and running 4 Zealots in and completely taking everything out. Planetary fortresses do stop that, but of course it means less mules, and that is a big factor in the economy right now. Hero, for me, right now, has the advantage here. Of course, both men have the 3 base up, but there's been just so much damage done by Hero with the Phoenixes here, and so much more scouting done, that I feel like he has got the advantage. And now, Zealot Archon versus Planetary Fortress. Force fields there, stopping the SCVs from coming into repair, means this Planetary Fortress is gonna die! And force fielding again, stopping the Terran units from getting up the ramp. Unfortunately for him, I think he's still going to lose an awful lot here, because medevacs are incoming and they will keep this army alive for a very long time. And of course there is no warp prism here to help him out. Phoenix is here, do catch that, do take down that 1 medevac, and going to take down the Marines. And now, can the force fields make a difference? I think he's going to lose everything here. Force fields are really good, but of course the medevac's lifting does make that easier to defeat, and so this army will die. Going to lose a lot of sentries here. Both the Archons die, and the sentries will soon follow. So losing an awful lot there. As this small force here dies, Hero has that control. So now he can go ahead and rebuild this base, but he did lose SCVs. He did lose that planetary force. If we go to the workers killed tab, there we see 4 workers killed for Puma, 14 for Hero. That is a big advantage, but of course mules will help to stem that somewhat. And now another forge is on the way, a 2nd forge. I don't know if that's for double upgrades. I hope so, because man, double upgrades are good. But meanwhile, we're having a huge fight here. Lovely there by the Phoenixes, lifting the ghosts up so they can't MP. And oh, Psionic Storm right on the middle of that Terran army, doing a ton of damage again, but he is going to be forced to retreat here. Lifting up as many Marines as he can. Of course, Marauders not being able to shoot upwards, but he's losing Phoenixes now, and this is a bad spot for LiquidHerO. That was a bad engagement. It was great taking out that 3rd, but he got caught with that army, lost a lot of sentries, and then lost again in that engagement there. So right now, there is really not a lot here to defend this. Marines picking off all 3 Phoenixes, and that cannon is going to die so quickly. These probes will have nowhere to run. There are now just a small group of Zealots coming in. That will not be enough if he kites and uses those EMPs to take down the shields. EMPs the shields, catches some of his own medevacs in that EMP though. Not the wisest of moves. And now Archon's here to do some more damage. High Templar, if that has enough to storm, it does not. That storm could have done a lot of damage, unfortunately. He does still clean it up anyway. The medevac's here escaping now. Archon's here to do some damage, but they will escape. Maybe that one will die. Yep, one does die. One medevac going down, and we are back to almost even Stevens. Puma did brilliantly keeping this base alive. That is going to give them the economic advantage. Of course, Puma, though, still in the lead food count-wise. And this planetary fortress is about to finish again, of course, mining from this base. Mules again helping with that economy. And we see ground weapons level 3 for the Protoss coming up at the same time as infantry weapons level 3 for the Terran. The Protoss will be slightly ahead here. We have a ton of stuff in this base. Just look at that. Gateways sprawling everywhere as this game kind of peters out to a halt right now. Not a lot going on. Upgrades on the way. Energy building for both Ghosts and High Templar. And, of course, Sentries. How could I forget you, darling little Sentries, with your terribly annoying force fields that I totally hate and is completely unfair. FF Imba. That's not really. Without force fields, man, Protoss would just die a lot. In fact, I would go so far to say as, without force fields, Protoss would never ever win against me. Because I would just rax the crap out of them. Anyway, a Nexus coming up at the 4th base now for Hero. He's taken almost his entire half of the map, just 2 untaken bases down, of course, the top and bottom one here. Puma, meanwhile, is slightly lagging behind the bases. Mules will make up with that for a while, but of course he will run out of minerals quicker, like he has here. Now a drop is on the way, which will take this down. Nice. Oh! That's much better. Yes, go for the pylon first. Take the pylon down, and he cannot warp units in here to help. So, of course, this base is gone there. Will he cancel? Yes, he cancels. And now the medevac can lift up and fly away. 0 damage taken, tons of damage done. Protoss ground armor level 2 is on the way, along with Blink for the Stalkers. We do have a robotics facility going down here that will allow him to make Immortals or a Warp Prism. Of course, Robo Support Bay is, of course, not called the Support Bay anymore. Just the Robotics Bay is needed for Colossus, or Colossi. Of course, Puma still has this drop here that he can drop back in this base. Only one High Templar here with feedback. What kind of energy does the medevac have? 93, so that would do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Puma is expanding to the forward base. That's easier to defend against some kind of harass play. This factory, it looks like it's going to burn down very, very shortly. But Puma is moving out on the map with a large army now. There are ghosts in there. There's marines and marauders. We have a drop at the back of this base doing a ton of damage. And oh, going to take down this pylon perhaps. Does. Depowers the robo facility. Depowering, stopping rather, the observers from being made for a while. That is going to deny a ton of scouting. And Puma once again escapes intact. So this is some really nice play from Puma. He's got a couple of Vikings out now to counteract Phoenix play. And nice! Stimming forward with just a few Marauders. Trying to make them use up their energy. Trying to make them use up their charge. And of course allows them some scouting at the same time. So this is just tons of nice play cover from Puma. Ship weapons level 1 are on the way now. Just going to give the Vikings the edge against any Phoenixes. That Marauder died really violently. EMP's going down, taking down a lot of energy there. Oh, and sniping High Templar now. I love it. Oh, Sonic Storm, though, doing tons of damage. And that High Templar is still alive, although energy less, it does go down. And now Puma is going to storm into the base. Oh, dodges that storm well, and then runs the Ghost into it. Snipes that High Templar again. Stalkers and Zealots only left here now to defend. It's not going to be enough. They blink away. Zealots running in from behind. Archons and Sentries going down. He will take out these Zealots too. The medevac should heal them long enough. Although I don't know. There were more Zealots hiding under those medevacs that I didn't see. And more warping in all the time. So in fact, he may just hold this. This is so close right now. Landing the Vikings for extra DPS. And in fact, it looks like Puma is going to take down this base after all. More units streaming in, more Vikings in fact coming in. when I would have expected more Medivacs, but there we go. Of course, the Vikings were also in response to seeing that Robo facility, but no Colossi are out. Sonic Storm's going down, taking down Medivacs. Archons morphing in the back are going to get taken down very, very quickly. Probes coming in now to attack, and LiquidHerO, in fact, GG's! EGPuMa goes one game up in this IPL best of 3. Wow, that was fun. Fantastic game here as Puma continues to decimate the base of LiquidHerO. Woo! Ow! My throat is dying right now. That was so much fun. I got super excited, and I hope you got super excited too. Of course, this does it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with Game 2. Hopefully Hero can pull back, because I'd love to see a Game 3. Like I said, I did not get the chance to catch this series, so this is as much fun for me as it is for you. So I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. See you all then.